I dressed up as Harriet Tubman, Martin Luther King.
Miranda.
Wait.
What is with these costumes?
Hold on. Harriet Tubman, Martin Luther King, and then Louis Pasteur.
She really wanted to be invited to the cookout from a very young age.
Are you okay, babe?
No, I don't know. I'm having like really such a moment thinking back on myself in like literally 3rd grade coming in as Harriet Tubman.
Did you wear makeup? Did you put on that face?
I wasn't allowed.
Okay, just making sure. So you just wore an afro and cornrows?
It wasn't an afro, babes. I wore like
a bonnet.
a bonnet.
Wow, this is
We'll
radical.
unpack that later.
Yeah, this is radical. Wow.
Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Welcome to Tea Time.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Danielle and Simone, you guys are here in the hot seats with us now.
These really are hot seats. I never am in this seat. We're usually the ones asking the questions, so this is out of my comfort zone.
Oh,
We've turned the tables on you guys.
Uh-huh.
How does it feel?
Well, I feel like the title of your podcast means it's time to spill the tea. So
Yes.
yes.
You
Lots
guys,
of tea.
I want to say something really quickly before we dive in. I noticed that we're both interracial couples. We have it in common. I just want to say that.
I was like, what? That took me a second.
That took me a second too. I was like, oh wait, this is not that kind of. No,
No, I know. Understood. But, oh, hello, Quinn.
Oh, Quinn is here as usual.
God.
We know Quinn is here.
Yeah.
so cute. Hi.
The minute the cameras start rolling, I know.
He does. He
It's
likes
crazy.
you.
We have that in common. And
Yes.
clearly that means that there are differences between you two. What are some similarities and some differences between the two of you?
It's really funny that you asked that because we talk about this all the time.
Really?
We're almost exactly opposite in every way, I would say.
But we have some core similarities too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Name them.
We both live in Los Angeles. No, I'm kidding. I actually think that we approach some of our work and conversations in the same way. We're interested in a lot of the same things.
Okay.
We have, so on The Bright Side, which is our podcast that we co-host, we have a lot of interesting guests, everyone from you to wellness experts and authors. And I find that we're interested in some of the same conversations.
Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
think we're both value driven. We're curious about life. But I think we're really opposite. I
Yeah.
think that's maybe why Hello Sunshine put us together.
Yeah, you have to have not conflict, but contrast.
Yeah.
Where did the journalism start? I mean, is that like the major in college and then you're doing the news, or tell us?
Yeah, for me, that's how it started. It really started in my living room watching Oprah and Katie Couric and just being completely enamored. And my mom was an actor, and so I kind of grew up performing and in theater, and I was like, all right, let me give this journalism thing a shot. I feel like I could handle this. Went to college, started working in local news, and then basically local news, you just kind of like grind your way up to the highest market.
Yeah.
So I went as high as I could go, higher than I ever thought I would go. And journalism was my dream job until I had kids and was like, you know what? I don't know if this is sustainable with the kind of mom that I personally want to be. And that's when I decided to just have more agency and freedom over my career and be self-employed.
I remember when I went to college for 2 weeks and I was thinking I was going to major in communications.
That was the wrong time to sip my water. Sip my tea.
I was like, I think I'm going to do communications, and I have no idea what it means now, even because I couldn't find the creative writings major. And
Okay,
that was that.
back to journalism.
It includes
Excuse me.
TV criticism and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
okay, there you
interesting.
go.
When you are in journalism and you
Yes.
want to major in journalism, you must have some, I'm just going to say this, give a fuck attitude about other people and the things that
yeah.
they're going through, because I really don't care.
Yes.
So you
Really?
must care a lot.
She doesn't care at all.
Like, I don't.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah,
She would
and
never
you guys
wanna,
care
like-
too much because you're like, I'm a journalist. I'm like, I'm going to sit my ass at home.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
It's very rare that we get to talk about like the dynamics of press and media from the two different perspectives of like reporters and someone who's on the other side of it.
Interesting.
I'm just so curious about your observations throughout the years about
Throughout the years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like what is the process like for you of like going through a junket, let's say?
Well, you also were on the other side of it on The View. You were interviewing people.
I did both. I've
Yeah.
done both, which is why we made it here. And it's very important. Like, as an entertainer who was asked the same question every single time during a junket, I would black out because I just had my static answer. I was also taught that the news is not a safe place, that I had to practice my answers because if you say the wrong thing, even before social media, I was famous during when the National Enquirer was important.
Yeah.
You just had to be careful what you said, right? And so as social media started to come up, I could not protect myself, but it wasn't quotes. It was how I looked. It was how I did this. So journalism started to change for me, which made me really dislike it because I couldn't choose the picture that I wanted to go into that thing. Then when I started learning how to interview people, it felt very much like a straitjacket because I got a blue card and the publicist told me exactly what I needed to say, and I had to make sure that these questions were answered in a time period, and didn't like it. So when she said she wanted to do a podcast, and I'm like, the only thing that I ask is like,
It has to be fun.
it has to be fun. I have to feel like I'm having a conversation. She asked me right now, and this is, listen, you guys, sometimes you can notice this, sometimes you don't. I don't do a lot of research beforehand. Like, I don't. I like to just like get into the conversation, have a conversation. If you say something cool, let me ask you, because I'm hoping that the people that we have on our podcast, people already know about. I want to know something different about you.
Yeah.
And I might ask it, but it's not because I worked on it or whatever. It's because, oh, what did you eat today? Like, I care about, that's what I care about.
Even just, when we'll do a carpet, it's always the same questions. It's always, and it's just boring and repetitive and draining.
What
So
brings you out tonight?
Exactly.
The event that brought you out tonight. I should just start getting real.
You should say that.
I should start being real.
What was it like working with your coworker, your co-star on this movie?
Exactly. What's it like being here to support Raven tonight? You know what I mean? It's just like
that's
always
mean.
That's like the only thing that anyone can think to ask.
That's
me.
what happens.
You're a
with
whole
partners.
person,
Yeah.
You're a whole, but like,
Yeah. I still think though that there has to be a little bit of a formula, right?
I actually really, really understand why people who aren't asking questions every day for a living are so nervous to do it. I do it professionally, and even I get nervous sometimes. And so I do think it's literally just practice. And so if you like tell yourself, and they're the crux of a great conversation, right? Like the most interesting thing is to be interested.
Yes.
1,000%. And so like if you go to a dinner party and you're nervous because you want to be interesting or have a great conversation, all you have to do is ask questions and you're totally good, which you made a great point. It starts by listening. I learned this from Larry King, who he was my mentor, and he never researched. And I almost cut you off because that is a form of journalism, I think. I prepare like a crazy person. And he always said, you do the more Barbara Walters way of preparation. I don't prepare. I don't read a book. And I don't do it to be lazy. I don't do it because I want to ask the questions that the audience wants to know. So I think there's two forms of thought they're both like equally valid.
I actually think questions are a form of exercising power. Like when you're in a conversation with someone, questions are really the roadmap for the conversation.
100%.
And if you're the one asking the questions, that means that you're in a position of power. So I've become really comfortable with that dynamic. Like,
You're really comfortable with a lot of power?
I'm very comfortable with a lot of power,
That's
with
fair.
just unfettered.
That tracks.
Unfettered power. But I think once you learn that questions can be a powerful way of getting where you want to go in a conversation, it's a huge tool.
Hey, we have a question for you.
We have a question for you.
Okay.
And it's a pretty powerful one.
Oh,
Is this
wow.
like a tea time question or
Yes.
Okay, wait, let me get ready. Hold on.
Get ready.
I'm sweating. I'm
Should I
wearing a
stretch?
really hot sweater.
I'm hot too.
Okay.
Every time we're with you, we just get hot.
We
do
do
too.
too.
pretty hot with you guys as
Let's
well.
air the bits. Okay, so here's our burning question.
Okay.
Will you two please put your hand in that teapot? One hand is only going to fit.
Okay.
And tell us what our tea time topic
today.
What our tea time topic is today. Go
I'm
for
so
it.
excited.
Would you like to do the honors?
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a small hand.
What are you trying to say?
I love this teapot.
Also, this is a pretty funny. This is just funny.
Okay.
My
Are
wife's
there more
psychic.
in there, or is it just?
It's a whole bunch in there.
There's so many.
yeah.
Girl power.
Oh, wow.
Which is maybe the best one ever for us.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Let me tell you, my wife is psychic when she comes up with these things.
Yeah, I am a little bit psychic because I do a little bit of research.
Oh,
just,
she does
just a
research.
little bit.
You're
I
also
do.
intuitive.
I am.
She's very
I'm all
intuitive.
those things. The first thing that I think of when I think of girl power Spice Girls and then the Powerpuff Girls.
Oh my God, yes.
And the Cheetah Sisters.
I was about to say,
yeah.
we literally had a song called Girl Power.
Oh, I knew that.
I'm not worried about you. What does girl power mean to y'all? I'm over.
Girl power is sisterhood. Girl power is my girlfriend surprising me at our live podcast taping.
Aww.
I had no idea that she was coming. That kind of support.
Yeah.
Girl power is staying by your friend's side in the hospital, whenever she's experiencing potential miscarriage and not leaving her side.
There you go.
Girl power is putting your friend up for an opportunity. Girl power is speaking someone's name in a room that they're not in.
Oh,
Girl
that's
power.
major girl power.
That's major.
That's major. That is major.
Yeah.
And I feel excited. I feel energized because I do feel like, as women in this industry, we're now in a time where I can go to an event and I can meet new girls and they're friendly and they're nice and they're warm. And it's not
Do you feel the difference?
we're standing across the room. We all know each other. I know you know me, and you know that I know you, and we all know each other, but we're not saying anything. I think we're moving past that, and it's really refreshing.
So.
I will say that I was a catalyst of that. I am the resting bitch face in the corner staring down all these bitches. I do that. And it's not because I'm mad. It's just because I have other shit going on in my head. But I do feel like I do come from that time where clickety clicks sit in different corners.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in the same rooms with Paris Hilton and Lindsay at that time.
Yeah.
So and I'm over here and like looking at these girls like, ugh.
Yeah.
How much baby pink can you put on in one outfit? So I was a hater, but at the same time for a reason, because that just wasn't my clique. But you're right. There's a change to where it's like, I'll go say hi to you now. Hey,
Yes.
how are you?
Yes.
I think the lines have blurred in a way where cliques we know is a type of bullying. It's
Yeah.
a type of bullying that's no longer.
Yeah.
And girls and women not supporting each other has always been so confusing to me because we can be so mean to each other and so competitive and you just don't have to be. I think there's room enough for everyone. I recently saw Kate Winslet speaking about the bullying that she encountered and the harassment and how she recently saw a journalist who had been bullying her and she confronted them and basically said, you caused such a massive amount of pain, and she did it and confronted that person. She said not just for herself and what she was being criticized for constantly, which was her body, and in such a nasty way. If only she had more, a little bit more fabric, things would have looked better, blah blah blah. And she said that she did it for everyone else who had experienced that. And it made me think of you when I was listening to her, and I just really am hopeful that we have now come through that and that women are actually supporting women and finding power in doing that.
Yeah.
Speaking someone's name who's not there, being encouraging,
That's
trying
beautiful.
to lift each other up, see that there is enough room for everyone at the table.
Yeah. I also think we have to give ourselves a little bit of grace because we did internalize all of these arbitrary, false, competitive narratives that were imposed upon us. And I will be the first to admit that in my 20s, I did feel competitive with my peers. I did feel jealous and insecure. And thankfully, I realized that did not serve me in any way, and it's totally toxic. But what's exciting about this moment right now is we get to decide what power looks like for us. Power doesn't have to be the same way it has been for men. It doesn't have to look like that for women, you know? Like, we can define what power is in a feminine way.
Yeah.
Zendaya said some very kind and flattering words about you, about your career, about your contribution to comedy. She essentially, there was this snippet from an article, an interview with her that has been going around, and she said that she credits you for a lot of her physical comedy and mannerisms. And I know I said this when you were on our show, but I got to keep the record straight. I want to make sure everybody knows like how tight your legacy is.
Oh, thank you, Fran.
Yeah.
I did see that, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Zendaya. I didn't reach out, but I said thank you through the vibrations. And listen, Disney Channel alum for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I was on her show, and I was able to dress up like one of doing a male character with her, and it was interesting because sometimes I was like, oh, you watched my show, didn't you?
You could tell.
Yeah, when we were standing side by side doing that comedy moment, I was like, oh, thank you, I appreciate that. She's she's fantastic in what she does, and it feels good to know that you can move forward in this industry from Disney Channel in a classy, chic, and high-end way.
Yeah.
In a high-end way. And talk about girl power. She's over here saying no to brands because they didn't want to dress her before she was Zendaya. Now, Zendaya, girl, no one would dress me ever. So if anyone wanted to dress me, I'll say yes now. I was too fat back in the day. They wouldn't dress me. I was too big. And also, I only catered to kids. So I would go to the same people that the twins, Ashley and Mary Kate would go to.
Oh, man.
And they were like, well, they actually would sell our clothes. You won't. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I bought all my wardrobe back in the day. Never gifted.
You bought your whole wardrobe?
Wow.
Not
I was
on
never
the show.
gifted.
Not on the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
just
so
on
like red carpets and
I
stuff.
mean,
She was doing so much, like,
yeah.
I did a lot
yeah.
of work, and
that's crazy.
I was not the right size to be gifted things. No one thought I would sell anything. So it's just, I'm proud of her moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things would be different now, I think.
Well, it's too late. I'm an old ass bitch. I'm ready to go. We're doing podcasts now. It's
Now we
different.
do
Ready to
podcast.
go. Just getting started.
It's crazy, though, how much it's shifted
Yes.
because
Yeah.
there's so much trauma
Yeah.
that no one really talks about or knows.
I'm
There's
writing a
lot.
book.
Yeah, okay, good.
For
Oh,
the
right. I
umpteenth
remember
time.
that.
Remember.
Oh, are you writing one?
Yeah, I'm writing a book.
Let's toast.
Cheers to that.
To girl power.
Okay. Today we are toasting to Maria Paraskeva,
Okay, Paraskeva.
a bride from Cypress, California.
Your Halloween costume?
Yep. Who achieved her goal, which was to create the longest wedding veil ever.
Let me guess.
Go ahead.
3 miles.
It was 23,000 feet, which is the same as 63 and a half football fields. So that's maybe a lot of miles.
That's
What?
longer than 3. Wait, hold on.
And she made
Get
it?
the calculator. Let me see this.
Wow.
Is it woven?
She like connected veil after veil after veil, and now she's in the
Why?
Guinness World. She just
23,000 feet.
is how many miles? I don't know.
But why?
So she can get in the
Maria.
Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah.
This is my problem
That's
about
what she
that.
wanted.
You literally can come up with anything to get into that book.
Right.
Yes, you can.
Literally.
Just find something that hasn't been done.
I'm
Exactly.
going to eat 5 lipsticks and say, Guinness, I'm going to eat 5 lipsticks.
And you
Can
know
I be
what?
in the book?
Someone's
Yeah.
probably eaten more.
This is probably true.
So
Yeah.
Ladies,
just saying.
Yes.
you've already gotten married.
I have, yes.
So what did you wear for your wedding?
I've never seen your wedding photos. Do you have them?
I do, yeah. I'll show you them.
On your
I-
phone? Can we see?
Oh gosh, it was like I got married 13 years ago, so I have to like go through and.
You were
13
on
years
a,
of
You were on
content.
a sidekick then.
Yeah.
Oh, what? A sidekick.
Hilarious.
She was playing
BBM.
Snake.
Yeah. BBM. I know.
My God.
My wedding was so dreamy. We got married at this like historic estate in Miami. I grew up in Miami, and it was just like lush and tropical and beautiful. And I wore this like kind of sexy, like really form-fitting mermaid gown because mermaids dresses
thing.
were all the thing. That's one thing about weddings, y'all, is like, I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Like, you look back at things that you chose and you're like, now with hindsight, I'm like, oh, I probably wouldn't have put my bridesmaids in Tiffany green or Tiffany blue.
Tiffany blue.
And then because I'm such a theater nerd, I turned our reception into a Phantom of the Opera masquerade.
Oh my
And
God.
made everyone wear the.
I kind of in
Hilarious.
love with that.
I
Hilarious.
love that.
I'm in
That's
love
amazing.
with that.
Yeah.
Okay,
but
okay.
it was magical.
Dream wedding.
Yeah.
Don't want one.
Okay.
No wedding?
No, don't. I feel like it's going to cause a fight between me and my mother.
Yeah. Probably will.
And unless I marry somebody who happens to have an exorbitant amount of money where it's like, okay, it's just a fun party, I'd rather go like travel, see the world,
Wow.
buy a house.
This is
care.
This is big.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know this about you.
A real hot take is I don't care about an engagement ring. And when I say that,
I love you.
I want to see
I
it
love this.
when
No,
it gets
so-
down to the wire. I want to see this in action.
this is what every woman that I tell that to says, okay, until you become an engaged girl and then you care. So I will report back, hopefully.
I got you, girl. You're not going to care.
Thank you.
I got tatted so that in case I don't wear my ring, I can't get in too much trouble.
I love that.
She doesn't agree.
No, I
Babes,
don't.
Really?
if we could redo our wedding, what would you wear?
Oh,
How long would your train be? The size of Texas?
yes.
Cool.
Here's the deal.
4 miles.
When we had, yes, 4 whole fucking miles, which then you'd have to walk and you'd be miserable. I wish now, after having our wedding, that we did have the opportunity to do it up more. Like
Really?
yes, because, and I never was that girl, ever. I kind of look at women trying their dresses on during Love is Blind, and I'm like, oh, I wish I could try a dress. Like, I just want to know what it feels like to be in that gown.
Would
that
you ever do
fancy.
it?
I totally would do it. I would just go try dresses on. Maybe not even buy one, just try
Yes.
them on.
I feel safer.
Halloween is right around the corner.
You guys,
It's like a year away.
yeah, just like a year away.
I'm taking her to get a Halloween costume at the bridal.
You
I'm gonna
should,
get on
but
one
Vera
knee.
Wang.
Oh yeah,
Literally,
Vera
babes,
Wang for
babes, that's
Halloween.
what we're going for Halloween, a bride and groom. And in front of every house, I'm just going to bend down on my knee and propose.
That's funny.
Quinn is very mad.
Up.
You guys,
What happened to girl power, Quinn?
When do you feel your most powerful?
Oh, that's a great
I
question.
love that question. My answer is so weird.
Okay.
It is right when I get out of the ocean.
yes!
Yeah.
Part of your world.
Yes.
Like when I was a little girl, maybe it would be like the shower, but the ocean, I just feel like no makeup, no hair, none of the things. I feel like natural and pretty and happy.
Yes
I
to
love
that. Yes to that. I think my answer changes, but right now I feel most powerful when I'm in my office. It's this like really soothing color of blue, and I just love it in there because it's quiet. It's like my sacred space. And when I'm reading, when I'm like a mad woman just like learning stuff, like I like to get into my mad woman energy.
Yeah.
Put it in my brain. That's when I feel most powerful, is when I'm learning.
Wow.
I love that.
Babes?
I definitely feel powerful when I'm driving and I just am like, it's like me in the road. I don't know. There's something really
Yeah.
powerful about that. And
Oh,
I just
yeah.
feel like I can see you laughing in my peripheral vision.
In traffic or
don't
out
so
of traffic?
We're here with
Does
you.
it matter?
We're here with you.
Thank
I
you.
love her so much.
Definitely not in traffic. Like I have to be moving at a good speed. Like
Cruising.
like if I'm going like 20 miles an hour, I don't feel powerful.
It's
I
not
feel
vibey.
pissed. Yeah, it's not a vibe. It needs to be like open road, 65 or more, and it's just maybe a good song on. And it's just powerful.
I love that.
You guys have been thinking about this for this whole table. And I just want to close off our session saying, I feel most powerful right before I climax.
Right before.
Right? That one
Not
little-
during.
No. It's the moment.
No, because
The
right
edge.
after she's crying like a little baby. So thank you for coming
you
out
a
to
crier?
tea time.
Are you crying, Raven?
can't end that so
Breaking news.
I love
Listen,
that.
you guys, it's right before. It's that moment and then it's gone. Oh, damn. It's like that long.
It's
The
fleeting.
edge.
Yeah.
It's a thing. It's called edging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys, thank you so much for coming to tea
Oh,
time.
thank you for
You've
having
been
us.
absolutely
I
wonderful.
feel so
Cheers.
powerful.
Cheers.
We're all really powerful. Here's to our girl power.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching. And if you want to see the extended version of this conversation, check us out wherever you get your podcasts.